Hey r/Nosleep, I'm shaking as I write this. What happened to me and my friend Jake in the old hollow graveyard last month isn't just a creepy story, it's the most horrifying thing I've ever experienced, and it's spiraling into something I can't explain. This could be the next viral YouTube sensation, but I need your help to unravel the mystery before I lose my mind. If you're into horror, the paranormal, or just love a chilling puzzle, please read on. I'm begging for your theories, your research, anything to make sense of this nightmare. I live in a sleepy, nowhere town in upstate New York, where the population is barely 2,000 and the biggest event is the annual Apple Festival. On the outskirts, hidden behind gnarled oaks and a winding dirt road, lies the old hollow graveyard. It's ancient, dating back to the 1700s, with headstones so eroded they're practically dust. The locals avoid it like the plague, whispering about curses, ghosts, and something they call the hollow devil. Growing up, I heard the stories, a shadowy figure that stalks the graves, strange lights at night, people who went in and never came out the same. I always thought it was small-town nonsense until I decided to film there. I'm an amateur filmmaker, grinding to grow my YouTube channel, just hit 1,000 subs, woo. With Halloween approaching, I figured a spooky video in the graveyard would be perfect. Think creepy vibes, some jump scares, maybe a fake ghost for clicks. My best friend Jake, who's always up for my dumb ideas, agreed to tag along. We packed my camera, a tripod, some flashlights, a cheap Ouija board for laughs, and a couple of energy drinks. We headed out at midnight, expecting a fun night of fake scares. What we got was something straight out of a horror movie. The graveyard was worse than I imagined. The iron gate, rusted and chained, creaked like it hadn't been opened in decades. We had to climb over, scraping our hands on the jagged metal. The moment we stepped inside, the air shifted. It was too quiet, no crickets, no owls, just a suffocating silence that made my ears ring. The ground was soft, like it had just rained, and there was this faint, sour smell, like sulfur mixed with rotting leaves. Jake tried to joke, saying it was the devil's BO, but his voice cracked. He felt it too, the place was wrong. We set up near an old mausoleum in the center of the graveyard. It was a hulking, stone structure, its walls covered in moss and these weird, jagged symbols that looked like they'd been clawed into the rock. They weren't random graffiti, they were deliberate, almost ritualistic, with sharp angles and curves that hurt to look at. I started filming, doing my usual YouTuber spiel, dramatic pans across the graves, fake whispers about feeling a presence. Jake played along, pretending to be spooked, but I could tell he was uneasy. The camera battery, fully charged when we left, was already at 60%. I chalked it up to the cold, but it was a warm October night. Then we heard it, a low, guttural hum, like a choir chanting in some forgotten language. It wasn't coming from one spot, it was all around us, vibrating in our bones. My chest felt tight, like the air was pressing down. Jake grabbed my arm, his eyes wide. "You hear that, right?" he whispered. I nodded, trying to stay calm for the camera, but my hands were shaking. The hum grew louder, and the ground seemed to pulse under our feet, like a heartbeat. For content, we decided to pull out the Ouija board. It was one of those glow-in-the-dark ones you get at a toy store, nothing serious. We set it up on a flat gravestone, lit 3 candles, yeah, I know, total horror movie cliché, and started asking questions. Is anyone here? Nothing. Are we alone? Nothing. I was about to call it a bust when the planchette twitched. It slid slowly, almost lazily, to an O. Jake laughed, accusing me of pushing it. I wasn't. My fingers were barely touching the thing. Okay, funny guy, I said, let's try again. Who's here? The planchette moved faster this time, spelling out, DEVIL. My stomach dropped. Jake's face went pale, but he forced a grin, saying, "Dude, you're so full of it." I wasn't moving it, I swear. We asked, "What do you want?" The planchette jerked violently, spelling, HLP. The candles flickered out at the same time, even though there was no wind. The hum turned into a low growl, and the air got so cold I could see my breath. My flashlight flickered, and the camera screen started glitching, showing static and weird, distorted shapes like faces, but not human. Then we saw it. At the edge of the flashlight's beam, something moved. It was tall, at least 7 feet, with a body that didn't make sense. Its shape kept shifting. One second it looked human, the next it was too thin, too twisted, like a shadow stretched over broken glass. Its eyes were the worst, glowing red, not like a cat's but like burning coals, pulsing with a rhythm that matched the hum. It didn't walk, it glided, blending into the darkness like it was made of it. And when it turned to us, I swear it smiled, a jagged, two-eyed grin that showed rows of sharp, glistening teeth. Jake was frozen, his breath coming in short gasps. I wanted to run, but my legs felt like lead. The thing stopped about 20 feet away, just outside the light. Its head tilted, like it was studying us. Then that voice hit, not out loud, but inside our heads, a rasping, grating sound like metal scraping bone. Help me. I don't know how long we stood there. Seconds? Minutes? The air was so heavy it was hard to breathe, and the smell of sulfur was choking. The thing took a step closer, and the ground cracked under its feet, like it was too heavy for the earth to hold. My camera was still rolling, but the screen was a mess of static and those horrible, distorted faces. Jake grabbed my arm, his nails digging into my skin. We need to go, now, he hissed. I don't remember deciding to run. 1 second we were staring at that thing, the next we were sprinting through the graveyard, tripping over roots and headstones. The hum followed us, louder now, like a swarm of angry bees. I could feel it watching us, its eyes burning into my back. The gate, which we'd climbed over to get in, was wide open, swinging on its hinges. We didn't question it, just bolted through and kept running until we reached my car, a mile down the road. When we finally stopped, panting and sweating, Jake was a wreck. He wouldn't look at me, just kept muttering, "What the hell was that?" I didn't have an answer. My camera was dead, the battery completely drained. We drove home in silence, the sulfur smell still clinging to our clothes. The next day, Jake was different. He's always been the loud, jokey type, but now he's quiet, jumpy, like he's waiting for something to grab him. He says he's been having nightmares, red eyes, that voice, and the feeling of being watched. He won't talk about it much, and he refuses to go near the graveyard. I don't blame him. I checked the camera footage, hoping for something to post on YouTube. Most of it was corrupted hours of static and garbled audio. But one clip survived, 15 seconds of the mausoleum, those strange symbols glowing faintly, pulsing like they were alive. Overlaid on the audio is that voice, clear as day, "Help me." No sign of the thing we saw, but I know it was there. I uploaded the clip to my channel, link placeholder, and it's already blowing up. Viewers are calling it the creepiest footage they've ever seen. Some say it's fake, others are begging for more. I'm torn between chasing the views and never going near that place again. I went back to the graveyard during the day, alone, trying to make sense of it. The mausoleum was still there, but the symbols had changed, shifted, like someone rearranged them overnight. I found an old article in the town library from 1823, yellowed and crumbling, about a man named Ezekiel Crane, a supposed devil worshipper who was executed and buried in Old Hollow. The townsfolk believed he'd summoned something evil, something they couldn't destroy, so they sealed his body in the mausoleum with sacred wards to trap it. Those wards? They matched the symbols I saw, but here's the kicker. The article mentions a ritual to appease the hollow devil, something about offering it help to free it from its prison. Was that thing asking for our help to escape? Or is it playing us, luring us back for something worse? This is where you come in, r/Nosleep. I'm terrified, but I can't let this go. That thing, whatever it is real, and it's still out there. I'm thinking of going back to investigate, maybe with a priest or a paranormal expert, but I need your help to figure out what I'm dealing with. This story is blowing up on my YouTube channel, with thousands of comments begging for answers. It's got viral potential, but I'm not sure I'm ready for what comes next. Here's what I need. Has anyone heard of a devil or entity asking for help in other hauntings? Is this a trick or something else? What do those symbols mean? I've posted photos in the comments. Can anyone decode them? Should I go back with a professional, or is this too dangerous? Some locals say burning the mausoleum might work, but others say it'll unleash whatever's trapped. Are there similar stories about Old Hollow or other cursed graveyards? I've got more footage I haven't shared yet, grainy stills from the corrupted files that show something in the shadows. I'll upload them if you guys want, but I'm scared of what it might mean. This could be the story that makes my channel explode, but at what cost? Help me, Reddit. I don't want to face this thing alone. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss a twist from Reddit Tales Time. More crazy stories are just a click away. Keep watching and dive into the next one.